Hey guys, welcome to Flat Top King. Hey, we just did our version of Mongolian beef with a spicy garlic noodle. If you guys want to see how we make this, here we go. Pretty excited today. Anytime I get to do an Asian dish, it's a plus for me. So the wife and I talked, and we're actually kind of like a noodle fan when it comes to Asian. I really enjoy the noodle versus the rice. I love a good fried rice like most people. When it just comes to a simple Asian dish, I'm a noodle fan. We are going to try our twist at a Mongolian beef. Now, it's not traditional. I'm just telling you that right out. But we're going to play with some ingredients. Seemed like when I did my research, not a lot of vegetables went into it, and typically it's served over rice. Obviously, that's optional. Don't want to step on toes today, so don't at me and be like, hey, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's probably pretty close. But I think what we're going to do is make a fantastic dish, okay? I'm really in the mood for it. I'm going to chow down today. This is the deal. We have some lo mein. I'm going to start boiling that off because, like I said, we like noodles. And I'm going to fry it. I've used this in the past. We've mentioned this several times. This combination with this, with a little butter, I just absolutely love. Then we'll work our way, create that Mongolian beef. I am going to add some vegetables. I just felt like I just needed something. So we got some green onion, some carrot, and like a quarter of a cabbage. Hey, bell pepper. Whatever you want to add, you can add. First things first, we get the steak going. First twist we're doing today is New York strips. Typically, maybe like a flank steak or something like that. But to be honest with you, with the price of those going extremely through the roof, we decided on strip steak. So we're gonna cut against the grain. Cut it pretty thin, so that way we can be able to fry it. Cut in manageable pieces to begin with. I'll just show you really quick so I don't bore you. Something like that. A little integrity. It's not like it's shaved. I'm going to keep the fat on there. I actually might. Just trim my hair off. My griddle's on low. Start rendering that fat out for us. So fat is flavor.
So what did you say, about 1/4 inch?
Yeah. Add a little cornstarch. Might seem like a lot, but you're going to work this into the meat. Coat it really well. We're going to set this to the side and start our vegetable prep. Just trying to cut on the bias here. You're just making small pieces. You want this to be able to cook fast. Cabbage, same thing. We're just going to, let's break it down. And then let's go just like this. So maybe 2 onions for the dish, and we'll just say like 1 onion for garnish, and I'm gonna cut them 2 different ways. So typically in a garnish, you want something a little bit finer. In this, let's just go and do the bias as well. I'm not worried about cutting this super thin. As we say in fishing, just matching the hatch. Last one's garnish, so let's work a little bit harder. Let's just break it down. And then we're gonna go super fine. If you get this razor thin going one way, that's probably about all you need. If not, you might want to go through it a second time, but you're just looking for extremely thin slices. We have water, we have soy sauce. Let's see, we have brown sugar. If you're thinking about measurements and all that stuff, of course, this recipe will be on the flattopking.com. All right, let me show you what I'm working with. Look at all this oil. Look at the oil. Look at all this oil I've got just from these 3 little trimmings. Move this off to the side.
What is your griddle temp? Because it looks pretty hot.
Yeah, we're rocking pretty hot. We're about to throw this beef down. And there's a lot of beef, so we're gonna zap it away. My guess has got to be 460 to 480. You wanna make a bet? Who does dishes?
I say 510.
Dang!
Who's closer? I mean, you said 460
I said-
to 480.
And you said 510. It's 484. I think you got dishes today, kid. All right, first things first. So, medium, low. And we're going to add just a little bit more than what we need because we're going to have to do a shallow fry. I don't like mounding my beef up. I like each one to have its own landing zone. So I'm a little anal about it. So I want the crispy part of the beef. Notice how it absorbed all that cornstarch. It's little things like this that I truly believe that separate your griddle game from just normal to better, you know. Just working in batches. As they cook, I'm pulling them, moving off to the lower side of the griddle. You asked off camera how important it is to separate your beef versus just throwing it on there in a pile. When you're dealing with cornstarch, the last thing you want is like a big mound of like gooiness, you know, where it sticks together. So I think it's very important. This is also what gets your beef crispy before you add that sauce. See that right there? That leftover beef fat, along with that leftover oil. I know it's not traditional, but we like it. I'm gonna throw about 2 tablespoons of butter down. Take a good amount of that chili oil. I turn this side of the griddle on low, this side on medium, this side on low. See how we're getting nutty with the noodles, toasting them up a little bit, pick up all that flavor from the beef. Nice portion of one. While the griddle's still hot, just a quick saute. See that crispy beef? That's what I was going for right there. Alright, you guys have seen me do this before. This side of the griddle is off, low, and low. We're going to build that sauce. As soon as that sauce is ready, we're going to be able to put it on top of our noodle and vegetable mix. You can't add all of it at once. There's a difference between reduction and thickening. So this is going to have both components to it. Since I've never made this before, I don't know how it's going to react. But you got to balance the two. Middle burner's on. This side's completely off. This side's completely off. As your sauce works over to the on part of your griddle, which is the middle for me, you notice how it's reducing right there? That sauce is protecting that garlic from burning. See how that sauce is thickened up? Notice how I only use a small part of the griddle. I've already cleaned this. This is coming down, but when you use sugary substances, you need to work hard to get this off the griddle because once it's cool, it's like sugar. It's extremely hard to get off. So just a little water in little areas. Work your area. I can't have it without it. Somehow we don't even have yum yum sauce, but I'm gonna do sriracha on mine. But I will taste it without it, just to see what we got going on. First of all, the noodles, gotta be honest with you, we've made them several times before, and that chili garlic, one of our favorite new things. A little butter. Those are so good. All right, we'll get some of that beef, some of that sauce. You'll love it.
I've already had the beef.
Have you really?
The beef is very good.
To be honest with you guys, I won the bet, and I was still in there doing dishes. So if that doesn't get me Husband of the Year award.
Hey, I thought that was fun.
You want the noodle?
Yeah, give me a little noodle and some beef. Please.
I'll give you noodle and beef. I like a crispy beef.
Yeah.
It's just something different.
With the cornstarch doing it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
It aids in texture for the beef, and it also adds that thickening power that you're gonna need. Griddle's clean. Dishes are done already. I'm chowing down. What a life you live. If you guys are interested, hit that join button down below to membership program. We thank each and every one of you for taking time for doing so. Good.